Professor Wergeles here. We just got done with text.html and radios.html. We're going to come back to the slides and start with slide number 19. We're going to go over some concepts and then open up the code. On slide 19 is the coding exercise. Let's move forward and let's talk about jQuery event methods. Remember, jQuery is tailor-made to respond to events in an HTML page. What are events? It's similar to the JavaScript events that we've looked at before. All the different visitors' actions that a web page can respond to are the events. An event represents the precise moment when something happens. Some examples are moving a mouse over an element, selecting a radio button, clicking on an element. The term fires or fired is often used with events. For example, the key press event is fired the moment you press the key. Or the method is fired once the key was pressed. Or the method fired once the key was pressed, depending on the situation at hand. We've seen these events before. We've seen them in JavaScript. We have the onClick event. We also have the onLoad event. Those are two common events that we've been using in JavaScript and that we'll use in jQuery as well. So let's take a look at the onLoad event. We've talked about it before, but let's make sure it's crystal clear. You'll see right here on the first bullet, I have the $sign that's going to access the jQuery function. And that function takes a parameter, which is going to be your selector. In this case, I'm selecting the DOM, and I'm waiting until it's ready. So the document ready method allows us to execute a function when the document has fully loaded, or the DOM has fully loaded. Another one we looked at in an example but didn't talk too much about was the click method, which is going to attach an event handler function to an HTML element. The function is executed when the user clicks on the HTML element. And let's take a look at this example. When the click event fires on the paragraph element, we're going to hide the current paragraph element. If you look right here at the bottom, you'll see I have a $sign here that's going to access the jQuery function. The jQuery function takes one parameter, which is going to be a selector. Then I'm calling the jQuery click function, which is going to take another function as a parameter. In this case, it's an anonymous function that's going to hide the current element after it's clicked. So if you take this coding example, let's say we're on an exam. The midterm exam's coming up. So let's say we're on the midterm exam, and I give you this coding example, and I ask you to explain what's happening in English. You're going to say, when a click event fires on a paragraph element, hide the current paragraph element. This is always happening after the document is fully loaded. We can't specify the click function on the paragraph element until the document is ready. Next, we're going to go over the click.html example, but we're going to do that in the next video. We'll see you in the next video.